And welcome back. Today I'm looking at a great website called Neil's Toolbox. This is great for students. It's got various options in there, for example, checking for plagiarism. Only up to 50 words, but it's pretty useful. Also speed writing, so you can get more writing down at a faster pace. Also referencing and a lazy researcher when you're doing research online, and it checks multiple sources for you. So I'm going to start with the first tab, Students, and select with Harvard's referencing generator. This is a standard Harvard referencing system. Please check with university or education to make sure that you're using the correct one, because there's different variations of the Harvard referencing system. So I'm going to select that, and it'll bring up a window to choose which source I got that information from, and it will create the Harvard referencing system for you. Downside is it doesn't give you choices of Harvard's referencing system, and it doesn't create the in-text citations. But it's a good starting point if you've never referenced before. So let's imagine we're referencing from a book, and I've selected book, and let's start filling in the options, and I shall make up a source. Now look at the bottom where it says example Smith, so make sure you put the name in the correct order. So let's make up an author. Click tab to jump down to the next field and title a book. Not very creative, I know. Year of publication. Place of publication, just say London. Publisher, I shall make one up. And edition. You can either go down with the up and down cursors on your keyboard to choose which edition, or choose the select down menu to choose which edition it was. We should say third. And last of all, pages. Now this varies on the Harvard's referencing system. Depends on what Harvard you're using, because you don't normally put the page number in the reference system at the end of your work or bibliography. That can sometimes go to your in-text citations. So you need to check that, because this doesn't create your in-text citations for it. So if I left click build reference, it should then create that referencing system for me there. Bear in mind, as I said before, there's Harvard Angler, Harvard Exeter, and loads of different ones, and that may be varied with no brackets around the year, or the book might not even be italicised, and also you might not get the page in your actual bibliography reference. So double check that as well. So that's your first option. I'm not going to go back up to Students and select Speedwriter. Now have a little look at this, because this can help you to get your writing down quicker with more accuracy. So worth a little look through this. Some people it will help, some people it won't help. It's pretty straightforward. But what I want to look at quickly is the plagiarism checker option. So this will check up to 50 words at a time for plagiarism. So it checks your sentences and words, then goes online to see if they're matched with any other. Let me borrow some text from a website. So I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to use Wikipedia. And I'm going to select some text here. So I'm going to copy those two paragraphs, Control C or right click and copy, go back to my plagiarism tester and Control V to paste, and click check now. If we scroll down, you can see where it matches on various websites, and that's where I actually got it from. I can go down and see what other websites it matches on and where from. And that would be a good way just to check whether or not you've got any plagiarism there or something copied. Bear in mind though, sometimes you can only explain something in one way and it might sound like someone else's work. But it's a good way just to check that it's not word for word, and that you're actually paraphrasing your work correctly. And remember, if you're paraphrasing someone else's work, you still need to reference that. Really important. Also, in Students option could be useful is the lazy researcher. Now let's type in a topic for research. I'm just going to type law and click build research page, and it creates a web page of various sources that you can search from, search engines to websites. So first we've got Google Law, so if I click on that it will give me the Google search engine and law. But let me go back to lazy research and scroll down. We have informative sites here from Wikipedia, as you can see, to about.com for law, alternative websites, Cluster Snap, and directories as well, including Yahoo directory. Definitions as well if you need the definitions, and Google Books and Law. And at the bottom it'll even look for PDFs for you. If I click images, just take me to Google Images with clip art on law. It's just a quick way to start off with your research, and then you can work from there. Also students, you've got another option called Writing Clarity Checker. And this will check your work to make sure to see how clear you are explaining your work, from using too many long words or not breaking down to paragraphs or sentences, and it gives you a percentage to see how much clarity your work actually has. Now it says up there between 180 and 200 words. So I've got an option here that says a more advanced version of this tool is available, so I'm going to click the here button, And then I want to find some text to paste in there. So I'll go back to Wikipedia, and I'm going to highlight a few paragraphs there. Right click and copy, clarity reading, and I'm going to paste it into here. And select get rating. It's given me 30.1 and the target should be 15 to 25. So it's saying it's too high and I need to simplify or break up longer sentences. So I'll split into more paragraphs to break it down. Word per sentence 22 saying it's too high, and a good range you can see on the right there is between 10 and 20, and percentage long words 18, and again that's okay, and sentences per paragraph 4. So it's a way to play with your work for your structure and breaking it down. Again, I don't know how good it is, but it could be a good starting point if you're really struggling with your structure and inputting information and simplifying it where you need to and going into more depth when you need to. So have a little look at that as well. Also, in Neil's Toolbox, in a drop down menu, we've got Definition Finder. And that will give definition of the word, so let's type in any word. Sometimes it's better to look at a definition of a word from multiple sources, so you make sure you're getting the correct definition you need. So I'm going to enter in a phrase and click Get Definition List. And it brings up a website, it brings up a list, and if I scroll down, and it gives me, for example in this case, an old saying or phrase they use, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And they give you information on that quickly, or if it's just one word, it'll give you a definition of that word as well in multiple sources. So it's just a handy few tools there to help with students. And last of all, if you're using the MLA reference generator, works in the same way as the Harvard, it just is in a different reference style there. You can choose that option. But bear in mind, make sure it is the correct reference system and it doesn't create the in-text citations for you. So there's your student option, and at the end you've got free stuff, and it helps you build a website if you need to as well, and also really useful, a quick guide to reference in there. Click on it, opens up a PDF online for you that you can access on how to reference. So another great option to have a look at as well. Hope that website's a help. Thanks for watching.